Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is February 26, 2026, and La Liga's president Javier Tebas making shocking statements that he felt pressure or he was pressured to not register Barcelona's players. Also, Barcelona currently tracking Benfica's winger. And finally, Hansi Flick approaching the 100 match mark. We're going to talk about his record and how he, in his interview, where he looked back at those 99 matches that he's played so far. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Bo. We'll begin this video with the shocking news that La Liga's president, Javier Tebas, during an event where he was given a lecture or a speech, he admitted being pressured in not registering Barcelona's players. Yes, you heard that right. Now, during this presentation or this speech that Javier Tebas was given, he was discussing La Liga's, or highlighted, La Liga's commitment to the legal certainty, even under external influence. Now, this was the exact quote of Javier Tebas. Our cases are well known in Spain. Barcelona hasn't been able to sign players for several years, and it's a club as important as Real Madrid. I can assure you that we've had direct and indirect pressure. And you can't give in because the value of legal certainty is more important than anything else. I can assure you that we've had direct and indirect pressure. Oh, I accidentally copy and pasted that twice. And you can't give in because I was trying to emphasize it. Because the value of legal certainty is more important than anything else. So Javier Tebas saying that he's had direct and indirect pressure when it comes to the registration of players, and he more specifically talked about Dani Olmo. Now, Javier Tebas did not really explain what he meant or who was doing the pressure, but I think this is definitely something that perhaps should be followed up on. Like, hey, Mr. Tebas, what exactly are you talking about? And who was pressuring you? I don't know. I think that's a question worth asking. Don't you guys think? But anyways, on to the next bit of news, because speaking of registering players, or more importantly, starting players or debuting players, we do have good news in regards to Barcelona's latest signing, the Egyptian Hamza Abdul Karim, because the 18-year-old center forward had to return to Egypt. I told you guys this in a previous video. Now, Hamza Abdul Karim is currently with Barcelona on loan until the end of the season with an option to buy. He's considered the most promising player to come out of Egypt since Mo Salah. And there was a delay in the processing of his work permit. And without that work permit, Hamza Abdul Karim cannot debut because, playing matches is considered work, of course. As a football player, that is your work. And without a work permit, you cannot legally debut and play matches because you would be working illegally. Now, in order to accelerate this process, Hamza Abdul Karim returned to Egypt. And of course, Barcelona gave him a personalized physical plan. So when he's in Egypt, he can continue training and maintain his fitness levels and also adapt to the club's technical demands. But now, the Egyptian Football Federation posted the following on their website today. Barcelona has informed the EFA that the player must return in the next few hours, as the paperwork for his stay and work permit is almost complete. And this requires his presence to finalize the paperwork himself and attend training sessions. So that's absolutely amazing. The Egyptian Football Association announcing that Barcelona have requested that Hamza Abdul Karim fly back to Barcelona because they're about to finalize his paperwork, which means, of course, that he could debut finally, most likely with the Juvenil. That's what they're saying. And then eventually with Barca Athletic. And who knows, maybe one day with the first team. Now, speaking of young, promising players, let's move on to the next bit of news, because it's reported that Barcelona are currently tracking Benfica's attacker, whose name is Andreas Skjelderup. Skjelderup. I hope I said that correctly. If there's any Norwegian people who watch the channel, let me know. But Andreas Skjelderup is a 21-year-old promising winger who currently plays with Benfica. He's also a mainstay with Norway's national squad. This season so far, he has scored 5 goals and provided 3 assists. And his numbers, combined with his tactical profile, have caught the eye or the attention of Barcelona, who are closely tracking the development of Andreas Skjelderup. Now, Andreas offers pace, direct dribbling, and willingness to attack defenders one-on-one. So pretty much what Barcelona always looks in their in their wingers. And his comfort of using his weaker foot makes him more unpredictable and more difficult to defend in tight spaces. Now, there will be lots of competition, of course. There's many European clubs also tracking Andreas Skjelderup. And of course, this is not going to be cheap because, as we know, Benfica like to sell players for exorbitant amounts. But nonetheless, just know that Barcelona closely tracking Andreas Skjelderup as a possible reinforcement for that left wing position. Now, let's move on to the last bit of news because, ladies and gentlemen, this weekend we have a match against Villarreal. And that match will be Hansi Flick's 100th match with FC Barcelona. Man, where does time go? So far, Hansi Flick has been coach for Barca for 99 matches, during which he has won 74 out of those 99, drew 9 matches, and has suffered 60 defeats. An incredible record for Flick. And if he does win this match against Villarreal, this will make him the second coach with the most victories in the first 100 matches. In first place is Luis Enrique, who won 80 out of his first 100 matches. If Flick wins against Villarreal, which let's hope we do, that would make Flick will have 75 wins in his first 100 matches, the second coach with the most victories in the first 100 matches. Now, Hansi Flick did give an interview where he looked back at his 99 matches with Barcelona so far, and he discussed a lot of things, but I only highlighted 3 different things that he said that I thought were interesting. Started with where he highlights something I always talk about on this channel. See, I'm not crazy, which is not only the importance of winning, but how you win. And this is what Flick had to say. Every experience changes you a little. What I love about Barca is that from day one, I felt like I was part of the family. Here, everyone works with their heart. But it's also important to understand what Barca means. Its identity, its style. It's not just about winning. It's about how you win. Again, something that I always talk about on this channel, that it's not just about winning. It's how you win because, A, this is entertainment. Football is entertainment. And I don't want to just see a team win at any cost, 1-0, 0-1, like we used to watch when we had Xavi Hernandez, where the matches were boring as fuck. No, I want to be entertained. And there's a reason that Johan Cruyff said, I'd rather win a match 5-4 than win 1-0, because who the fuck wants to watch a 1-0 match? We want to see 5-4. That's 9 goals. That's what we want to see. And 2, the other reason why I think it's important how we win, just as important as winning, is because it's also a clear indication of what's to come, right? Because again, we saw what happened that season when we won La Liga under Xavi, winning 1-0, 0-1, and people, La Liga, La Liga. What happened the following season? Well, we completely fell apart. Why? Because it was clear that it was going to happen. Because yes, we were winning, but we were winning playing like shit. And when you win playing like shit, it eventually catches up with you. Now, Hansi Flick also expressed his optimism regarding the comeback against Atletico Madrid, and this is what the German coach had to say. It's difficult, but not impossible. I think the most important thing is that we have to believe we are capable of coming back. We have to give it our all for all these 90 minutes or maybe more. We have to fight for the team, for the club, and for the fans. We need to have the fans on our side so we can go together to fight against Atletico. Now, of course, as I reported in the video before this one, the locker room are feeling very optimistic in regards a comeback. As I said many times before, I believe that this team does have the capacity to make a comeback. Whether they will, that's another story. Now, the last statement that I want to highlight on Hansi Flick is, of course, him reflecting on his time with Barcelona, where he said, being at Barca is an incredible journey. I dreamed of working at Barca as a coach, but I never expected this journey. Every day, I enjoy training with this team, with the members of my coaching staff, with everyone. It's fantastic. Well, it is fantastic to have you, Hansi Flick, as our coach. And I got to say how refreshing it is to hear a coach talking about how he enjoys his job rather than saying, oh, being a coach is so terrible. Being a Barca coach is the worst thing in the world, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. I did go live a few moments ago. If you haven't seen that video yet, make sure to check it out. Tomorrow is podcast day, so I'll see you guys in tomorrow's podcast. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace, guys.